Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Actually Talk. I am your host, Emma, and today I am talking to Karenna Best. For those of you who don't know, I went to sleepaway camp from when I was like 9 years old to about 15, and it was definitely a core part of my life, core experience, and I was lucky enough to go to camp with Karenna. We met when we were around 9 years old and we just immediately clicked and we were very close friends. But then the ways of life got in the way and we just got on separate paths and have drifted into our own worlds. But the beautiful thing about life is that there's free will and we have recently reconnected, and I could not feel more lucky to share her story on Let's Actually Talk. We talk a lot about mental health, her journey about going abroad, and the excitement and beauty of what's coming post grad. I could not be more excited to share her story and just get to hear her voice and connect with her again. And I feel so lucky that I get to share it all with you. So, without further ado, let's actually talk. Hi.
Hi.
So, welcome. I'm so glad. Me and Karenna were such close friends when we were little. I remember like being at your house and like we'd have
Yep.
sleepovers and we were at sleepaway camp together. Like we were just the cutest, but then life got in the way and we just like lost touch a bit, but now we
We're
get
back.
to connect
We're
again.
back.
It's back, like we're just clicking right back in and I could not be more excited. So, Karenna, like who are you? What's your background? What's your story?
Hi. I'm Karenna. I'm a senior at the University of Hartford, majoring in psychology, just figuring out what I want to do with the rest of my life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And where are you from?
I'm from Westchester, New York. It's like right outside of New York City. Yeah.
And so, do you have any like dream passions? Like, why psychology?
Dream passions, mental health has always been something that's super important to me. I I struggle with mental health myself, so I just always wanted to be someone that other people could feel like they could talk to. Um, and yeah, I think it's like not really talked about enough. So
Absolutely. Do you want to be like into therapy or like the behind the scenes of it?
still figuring that out. Maybe like social work. I love working with kids, so I was thinking like maybe a social worker in like the hospital atmosphere, but that's one of many options. I have no idea what I'm gonna end up with.
That's great though. Like, you have so many options and you don't need to know. Like, we're still, like, we were just talking before we started recording, like, how we can't believe we're graduating and stuff. Like,
Mhm.
you don't need to know right now. We're
Yeah,
still so young. Like, there's so
yeah,
much we haven't experienced.
yeah.
And how would you describe yourself in 3 words and why?
Um, 3 words. Um, well, funny,
I think you're
down.
funny.
Thanks, Emma. Um, down to earth and sensitive.
I love that combo. Wait, I
Thanks.
really love that. And I feel like I can kind of resonate to that as well. I feel like I'm kind of similar. Um, and where do you think those traits come from? Why did you choose those 3 words?
I funny because honestly, I mean, I think we all have like everyone's funny. Like I just like my friend, I always make my friends laugh, and I always like know how to make them feel better. I'm very sensitive. I take things like very personally, and I don't know. I am very sensitive. I like feel all the emotions. And down to earth. That's kind of just like who my mom like taught me to be.
Mhm.
She's a very down to earth person, so kind of got that from her. But yeah.
And do you think you being sensitive has been like a struggle in your life or like a power?
I would say it's been a mix of both. It's definitely a power because I'm always here for people and I can always like hear them out and I can see everyone's like perspective on things, but it can also be a struggle because I don't even know how to explain it. Like some things you just like gotta let go and you can't really hold on to them as much as like a very sensitive person would. I don't even know if that makes sense, but
No, it does. It does. I totally know what you mean. It can be like very overwhelming. being
Yeah.
super sensitive. It can just take a lot out of you.
Yeah.
And what is your favorite and least favorite thing about yourself?
My favorite thing about myself. Oof. Ah, that's hard. Okay. My favorite thing is probably how my friends always say, like, Corinne always sees like the best in everyone. Like, I always like hear everyone out. And like if there's like, you know, stuff going on or like drama or whatever, my friends are like, Corinna, she's too nice. Like she hears everyone out. And so I think that's a good quality to have in certain situations, not all of them. Um, my least favorite thing about myself is I often tend to always think that the grass is always greener on the other side. I think that's something a lot of us do, but um, that's something I always struggle with.
Mm,
So,
no, that makes so much sense. And it is such a loud struggle that a lot of us have trouble like trying to find the positive or just thinking, oh, like this will be better, or this will be better, like just putting pressure. It's so hard. And where do you think you develop those two types of like qualities? Like, is it from your family? Is it something you've experienced throughout your life, or is it just how you've always been?
I think it's just like the way I've always been, like the way I grew up. I literally bring this up in like all of my psychology classes when we're talking about like development and stuff and like how you were raised like has such a big impact on so many things. Um, so yeah, I would say that.
And so, like, how were you raised? What was your childhood like, and what's your family dynamic?
So I am a middle child. I have two siblings, an older sister and a younger brother. I was raised in I could not have asked for a better childhood. I grew up in like a household where like and I think this is like a big part and shapes me and who I am today. It's like it's okay to talk about your emotions. It's okay to show your emotions, which some people may be like, well, yeah, that's normal. But like having gone to college, I've learned that like not a lot of people were raised the same way. And, in some cases, like, you just like don't talk about your feelings with your family. Like you can't cry, you can't show emotion. And so that just gives me like a lot of gratitude. Like, wow, like thanks mom and dad, like for always like letting me, come to you and have a shoulder to cry on. And like, they really taught me just, it's okay to like express your feelings.
That's huge. And I remember, like, kind of off topic, but I remember when we'd hang out, like, we were little. We were like, what, like 10, 11?
Yeah.
And your brother was still like a baby.
Oh my
And he
God.
was so freaking cute when he was like really little. Like, he had little glasses. I remember
I miss when he was that. Oh my God. I
he
miss when
was
he was like cute.
so cute. I just thought he was like the cutest little munchkin. I'm sure he's like all like grown up now and like a teenager, but
Yeah, he's not as cute. Not as cute.
so you're the middle child. What's that like?
Yes. Um, it's 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 weird. It's good. Um, it's kind of weird because like right now I'm like at a stage in my life where like I'm about to graduate college. My sister is 4 years older than me, so she graduated college 4 years ago, and my brother is a junior in high school, so he's gonna be graduating high school next year, and it's like I feel like we're all just like kind of living each other's lives. Like we're
Yeah,
all, that makes sense. Like it's just so weird. Like I'm living through my sister, my brother's living through me. Like it's just kind of weird in that sense.
that is so interesting because like the age gaps are so like they're you guys are close together in the grand scheme of things, but right now everything is so different. Like being a junior in high school compared to a senior in college, I feel like is beyond different. Like when
It's
I was a senior in
so
high school,
different.
like my life was so different. It felt so different.
Yeah.
Um, and so like the middle child stereotype. Like, have you ever experienced that before, or has it always just been good?
I mean, I think I'm a very like oblivious person. So I'm like, everything probably like flies like right over my head. But um, I think yeah, it's normal, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, what's your dynamic like with your siblings? Like, are you guys close?
Yeah, we're pretty close. My sister she plays such an important role in my life, like in high school. she had like a lot of friends, and I feel like they were like kind of all like my older sisters.
Yeah.
Like I remember I went like prom dress shopping, and her college roommates came, and I was felt like I had like five different moms.
Oh.
Um, so stuff like that is like really fun and special. Um, and my brother, he's become like my best friend. Like he probably won't admit it, but like I I love him, and I'm like very proud of him for like, I don't know, I'm just like get so emotional like looking at him, and I literally say to him every time I see him, I'm like, "You're so old. Like how are you you're going on college tours like I miss when you were cute. I He used to be like so cute. I'm like,
He
can
was
like
so fucking
you're
cute.
not as cute anymore." Like very unfortunate.
I haven't seen what he's looked like recently, but like that's the image I have engraved in my head. And I was like, I remember my mom would be like, "Oh my God, I need to like bring him home." Like he was
Your
just,
mom, I love your mom. She's so
oh God,
cute.
she's crazy. Um, but yeah, I mean, you that is so great that you have like these types of connections with your siblings. And also something I've like always been kind of curious about is, I just have a younger sister. So I've
Mhm.
never really grown up with a boy before. Like, yes, I had my dad as a male figure, but, I feel like that's a different perception. Like, I've never really grown up with a boy. And so, what do you think that's like having the dynamic of a sister and a brother growing up?
I think it's probably like in my situation, it's different than what you would expect because my brother, having grown up with two older sisters and obviously like mom, like, you know, he's, it was kind of hard. Like, my dad obviously like had an influence on him, but he wasn't really the most like, crazy, like athletic kind of guy because he grew up with like me and my sister.
Everybody
Like,
else.
he was always just kind of like hanging out with us. Um, so yeah, I mean, having a brother in general is just, it's interesting. It's interesting getting to like see him grow, but like having like watching him go through everything you went through, but like in a completely different like perspective. Yeah,
Absolutely. No, that's so interesting to me. I've always been curious about like that perception. Because also just like boys and girls are so different with how we grow and adapt to things. Like they're just so different.
very.
And do you have like a favorite memory of you and your family or you and your siblings that kind of like represents who you guys are as a dynamic?
That is hard to pick one. I mean, I think we just have like so many like funny memories that's like, oh, that's not real. Like, and it's just we kind of just like laugh at ourselves like we're just like, well, this is not real. Like of course like this would happen to us. I mean, I can't even like come up with like, I don't know. It's just I don't I can't come up with like a specific example, but we all just kind of laugh at each other all the time, and we're like,
Yes.
where are the cameras? Like this is not real.
You guys are, again, I kind of have like weird memory. Like, I remember very specific things. I remember when we were little and we went to Hibachi as a family.
Yes.
And we were
Yes.
driving home, and you and I were singing in the car. We might have been singing like a fucking camp song or something.
Of
But then
course.
your dad had to like slam on the brakes because like we almost got in an accident, and you and I screamed at the same time, like in sync. Like we screamed like at the same time, and then me and your whole family and you, we were all just pissing ourselves laughing. Like,
Wait, genuinely? That's like so crazy to me. Because like my friends will like come up with like memories, and I'm like, like I genuinely, I don't remember that. Like I vividly remember going to Hibachi. I do not remember that, but that is actually
isn't
hysterical.
that
Like
funny?
that is something that would happen.
Right? I was like, this is hilarious. Like, I don't know. I have very bizarre memory. Like, I can remember very specific things.
That's that's good though.
Yeah, I'm grateful for it. But sometimes it's hard because I'll talk about it like with people if I'm like, oh my God, do you remember? They're like, remember what? And I'm like, oh, never mind, never mind. But yes, I remember that. And I was like, oh, her family's so fun. Like, you guys are just so cute.
Oh, thank you.
You guys are, yeah, no, you guys are so awesome. And okay, so now like focusing more on about you, like we talked about some of your traits. So how did that translate into your upbringing? Like, what was like school like for you at elementary, middle school, and high school, all of that?
School, it was great. Um, I had my friends. I grew up in a very, like, very small town. Literally, Ardsley is like a 1 square mile village. It's not even considered a town.
Oh,
So
so
it
cute.
was, I like grew up with like, my friends who were basically my family friends. Like our
Mhm.
siblings are friends, our parents are friends. So that's like, we're basically all like family. Um, but it was great. It just got hard over the years because, again, like I said, you're with the same people from literally like day one. So it got kind of hard. And it got to a point where I was like really struggling. So, junior year of high school, I switched schools
Okay.
in the middle of the pandemic, and I switched to another high school like pretty close to my house. And that was just like the biggest like blessing in disguise. I strongly believe that everything happens for a reason. And during like, yeah, I was like during COVID, sophomore year, we were like looking at other schools to like possibly switch into. And the principal of this school that I switched into happened to like live in Ardsley. And so we had a connection and she just like completely took me under her wing. And yeah, I did much better at that school.
That's amazing. First of all, good for you for just like speaking out and being like, I can't be here, I can't do this anymore, I need to make a change and actually doing it and then like succeeding and having a
Yeah.
good like if you're comfortable, I'm because we've kind of lost touch during this
Yeah.
too, like kind of opening up about like some of your struggles and what and how you gathered the strength to be like, I need to make a change.
Yeah. Yeah, high school was pretty rough. Just like the dynamic with like friends, like I think that was like I was a very like insecure person at the time and I've grown into myself a lot more and like I'm a completely different person now. But then I just like was not I was just struggling a lot like, kind of like all over the place. My mental health was declining and, friends was like kind of hard. Um and again like that was early high school. So, yeah, I was like switching schools has always like been in like the back of mind, like my mom's minds, but we kind of were like, oh, like it's fine. Like, and then it just got to a point where it's like, no, like, you know what? We're just gonna send it. It was literally like 2 weeks before school started. It was like August of 2020, and I like still didn't know if I was switching schools or not because my mom
Wow.
was like, oh, like, maybe we can stick it out. It's like COVID, like it's not gonna be that bad. And then we were like thinking about like all like the like, prom and like graduation and like how that just like wouldn't have been great with like the certain circumstances given. Um, so yeah, and I remember also like in high school, like sophomore year before I switched, like my sister and her friends, I would probably spend hours on the phone with them. Like,
Oh,
they were all up in Vermont at college and I would just be talking to them and like sobbing and they were like, it'll get better, like just wait until like you go to college, like you could come visit us, you can come out with us. And they were like literally the best. Like I give them so much credit. But yeah.
well, I'm so glad you have those outlets. That's huge, having those resources and support. But I mean, that's really hard, and like middle school and high school years are just hard ages in general, I feel
They're
like.
so hard and like awkward and just
Yes.
the worst.
Yes. Awkward is like the best way because it is awkward. And like, that's so great that you just made that change. So, what was your junior and senior year like? Like, did you make different friends? Like, did you kind of find your groove?
Yeah, junior year, it was definitely like still hard. Like it wasn't all like rainbows and unicorns. Like it was definitely hard to switch into the school system when everyone obviously, knows everyone since day one. So that was kind of challenging. It was also challenging because it was during COVID.
Mhm.
But, I made the best of it and I found like my best friends. I ended up joining the cheer team,
Oh,
literally so random because zero experience, zero background, like nothing. And I just sent it and blinked and I was on the cheer team. Um, and that really shaped my senior year. Cheer became like a really big part of my life senior year with like football games and competitions, and we ended up going to Disney for nationals.
wow.
So those were like the best months of my life with cheer. So
What made you want to do cheer with like no background? Like what was there?
Honestly, one of the girls that I was like, some of the girls that I was like friendly with, they were like, "Oh yeah, like we do like cheer," and I was like, "Huh, like I'm not doing that." And then I think I was in the mindset where I was like, I have that YOLO mindset. I'm like,
Mhm.
nothing is ever that serious, like ever. Like I always say, we literally live on a floating rock. So I just kind of went with that mindset and I was like, I'm gonna try out. If I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. I don't know how, but I did make it. Literally don't know how.
I love
Um,
that. Did
but
you have to
yeah.
do like gymnastics? Like,
Oh, like it was like the tryouts were like dances, which was just
okay.
like intense. Over time though, I did like start getting like more flexible with like more conditioning that we did, but yeah, it was
That's
crazy.
so
Crazy
cool.
time.
That is so cool. Like just hopping into a new experience and then you make the team and you just figure it out. Like that's awesome. And that
Yeah.
takes a lot of guts. Like a lot of people would not be able to do that. Like I would not do that. Like good for you, seriously.
Thank you.
I also, again, like I remember from camp, like you had like you could dance. Like you were
I
like you
had,
had
oh my God, I
this
had like the biggest person, like I was actually off the walls insane.
You
Like,
were so funny.
no, like, look, I was actually insane. Like, I don't know what I was on, like, actually. I remember thinking I was so funny and like sneaking through our counselor's stuff. No, like not through their stuff, but just like stealing their tampons
Uh-huh.
and wetting them and like throwing them up on the ceiling. Like, I thought that was the funniest thing ever.
No, but like it was. That is so awesome that you did cheer. And so by the end of your high school experience, do you think like you kind of like got your feet on the ground in a way?
I think that definitely, yeah, had I like not switched schools, I think I definitely would have had a much harder time
Mhm.
transitioning to college because that's the thing, like the transition to college is just such an insane concept to me. Like as I've like gotten older, I realized like the concept of like graduating high school and just like being expected to like know what you want to major in and like kind of set your foot down like what you want to do for the rest of your life. That's
Yeah,
just kind of crazy.
so much pressure. There's so much fucking pressure. So, yeah, what was that like for you? Because I remember you when we first started, you were like, I hate change.
Yeah.
And you were like kind of nervous to go to college. Like, since you had a harder high school experience the first half, then you found yourself the second half. So, what was it like when you were applying to schools and you were like, okay, like, this is where I'm going? And then, like, the day of
Yeah.
leaving, like, how was all of that?
I think, well, the process of looking at colleges, I literally, again, because you're literally 17, 18 when you're doing all this, I didn't know what I wanted. Like, I was still finding out who I was as a person. So, like, I feel like if I was like a senior in high school now, I would want to know, like, oh, do I want to go close or far? Do I want to go like
Mhm.
warm or cold? Like that kind of stuff. But then I really just had no idea. And I think that made the whole decision making process a lot harder. Um, I literally like applied to like University of Arizona.
Oh my God.
And I was like, well, like, yeah, like maybe I'll go there.
Oh my God. Imagine.
That would have been I don't know where I would be right now. But um so I ended up somehow, some way at Hartford. I actually remember I Marist was one of my other top schools.
Yes, I remember we connected briefly
Yeah.
because you were talking about Maris, and then I was like, oh my God, like Hartford's so close to me. I remember that.
Marist is a great school. Like I went to a lot of like I went to like their accepted students day and whatever, and like that is a really, really great school. And I remember, you know, going like visiting, and I went with my dad, and he works at the hospital across the street.
Oh
He
my
works
God. Wait, that's
he,
hilarious.
he works at Mid Hudson Regional
Yeah.
Hospital. Yeah, so
Oh
he
my
was
God.
yeah. So it was just something like we would always joke about. And I was like, I cannot imagine going to school here. And then my dad is just like across the street.
I know exactly what you mean.
Um,
Wait,
but
that's so funny. You can literally see the hospital from my window.
um yeah, I thought like I love Maris. I just think it was a little too close for me. I mean, it's probably like a little bit of like the same distance, maybe a little closer than Hartford, but I literally committed to Hartford on May 1st. I was
Wow.
like, okay, like I guess this is where I'm going. Like I wasn't like over the top crazy about it. But I also knew that like this is what was best for me with like distance and like, the size of the school and everything. And yeah, um, looking back, like I'm very grateful I committed here.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. And I agree with you. Like, I live right next to like Fairfield U, and I live like
Yeah.
15 minutes from Sacred Heart. And people are like, "Oh, did you ever consider that?" And I was like, "They're great schools. It's just a little too close." Like, I get
Yeah.
that. I went to school, and my dad was working across the street. I'd be like, "Get the fuck out! Like, this is my spot. Like, get out of here." So I totally get you, but that's awesome. And it's also good, like being a senior in high school and dipping your toes everywhere. Like, it's good that you applied to Arizona and just like seeing how you'd feel and everything.
Yeah.
So, but what like made you the most attracted to U Heart? Like, what makes it different?
I think just like the people, like honestly, what really drew me here, and this was just like me like visiting as a senior, like the Jewish population here. I remember like they had like Hillel was tabling. And I was like,
Oh,
wait, this is like I fuck with this. Like this is kind of cool. Not saying like that's the whole reason I came, obviously, but like literally to this day, like I'm very heavily involved with Hillel. So kind of a full circle moment, if you will. But other than that, I think there were just like so many benefits. Like the class sizes here are not like I don't understand how people go to those huge universities with like hundreds of kids in like a lecture hall and like your professor doesn't know your name. Like here, like I have very good close relationships with my professors. And I like needed that. So,
absolutely. I'm the same exact way. I knew I needed small because of that too. 'Cause I need that connection. I'm not going to learn anything. I'm just
mhm.
not. It's a big lecture hall. I'm just not. I totally get you. And that's awesome being involved in the halal. I'm involved in the halal here too. But
Yes.
that's great because like love marries to pieces, but it definitely is a more prominently Catholic campus. Like, I don't really know
Really,
Jewish
I
people
didn't
here.
know that.
Yeah, like I really don't know a lot of Jewish people here. I have like the camp people that are
Hmm.
also here and like a few, but um it makes that community that much closer too. That's always nice.
Yeah.
Um so okay, so then like on move-in day, how did you feel? Because you're the middle, so like your parents have already kind of
Yeah.
experienced like somebody leaving the nest, but and your parents aren't going to be fully empty nesters because your little brother's still there, but like it's another person gone. Like, what was that like for you and your family?
I think it was just like crazy. It's so much like in and out because like literally a few months before that, my sister just graduated college. So she's just coming home and I'm just leaving.
Think about that.
Um, and
Wow.
now it's gonna be the same with me and my brother, which is
Oh
like
my
crazy.
God.
But yeah, I felt so good going to college. Okay, well, that sound no, not so good. I was a mess, but I felt so like wow, like I'm doing this, like I made it this far, like I said goodbye to my family, like I'm here. Let's lock in. Like time to lock in.
I love that. And absolutely. Like, I was the same way. I remember when I got to school, like, it's anxiety inducing saying about your family's sad and hard and whatever, but like, when I was here, I was like, let's go. Like, it's
Yeah.
time. And if you're comfortable, because I know like in the beginning you kind of mentioned like you've struggled with mental health and how it kind of like followed you throughout high school, and it seems like you've grown so well in college, and got a handle on it. Like, would you be open sharing kind of your struggles and your
Yeah.
experiences and tools that you've learned to manage it?
Yes. So I struggle with like I have a lot of anxiety.
Hmm.
And one of the things that literally like saved me, I started going to therapy in like eighth grade. Um, because that was also like a really hard time in my life without even like kind of realizing what I was experiencing. Just like looking back now, I've been with the same therapist for since eighth grade, so I don't know how many years that is. Like I've been with my therapist since, and I always joke like with my friends, I'm like, she's gonna be my bridesmaid at my wedding. Like she's up there. Um,
Like,
and I think what's helped me, honestly, along with therapy, is just like I said, like I love like talking about my emotions, just like talking about it like with my friends. Um, I just like love those deep like deep conversations with like very intimate deep conversations, and I think like you know it may be something that's like uncomfortable to talk about, but like it only makes it easier to like open up about. And of course, like my parents have been there for me like through everything. Um, I did get put on medication, which also helped. I think like I literally don't, I feel like I was so young when I was like, it feels like I was so young when I was put on medication. It was probably like middle school. I literally forget specifically, but I was put on like anxiety meds and like it was kind of like anxiety and antidepressants.
Mhm.
Um, so those really helped me and along with therapy. So, yeah.
That's huge. And I totally relate to you in the therapy part. I have been with the same therapist since I was 15. And we've literally joked about the same thing. Like, I'm literally like,
Mm,
you're coming to my wedding. Like,
yep.
I'm like, you are my girl. I always am
Yeah.
like, I better be your favorite. Like, I'm like,
No,
I don't want to have other clients.
sometimes I forget that she like sees other people. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I'm like, excuse me.
who are these other
No.
people? Yeah.
Um, and I'm the same. I got put on medication when I was a senior in high school, so right before college, like, and it just, like it's so great, especially for you being even younger. Like you figured it out. Like
Mhm.
what I can tell from you and like what I know from you when we were little is like you know how to communicate your feelings and you want to get a tackle on it. Like you're like, okay, what am I feeling? How can I fix this? How can I make it better? And you figured it out so young. Like that's
Yeah.
awesome. Like and you have so many great tools and I can tell like you know how to articulate how you feel and like
Yeah.
you figured it out, which is huge. So a lot of people go through their whole life just not knowing how to handle anything.
Yeah.
And the fact that you figured that out like on your own is awesome.
Thank you. I mean, it's really hard. Like, I feel like mental health has become like such a popular, not like more of a common thing
Mhm.
to talk about over the years, and it's like normalized, to talk about now. Um, so I just, yeah, I like kind of use that as a way to cope as well, like I said. But yeah, I mean, even now, like I definitely still struggle with mental health. Like I don't know, I think like especially now at this point in our lives, like literally about to graduate college, like that I'm preparing myself for the worst. Like I know it's definitely going to be hard. I don't know what I'm going to fall into, but I know myself, I know I don't do well with change. So that is going to be very hard because like when you're graduating high school, at least like, for those who like go to college, like you know where you're going, you know what the next 4 years are going to look like, but like you graduate college, where am I going? Like what am I doing?
No
Would
clue.
love to know. Would
Yeah,
love to know.
love to figure that out. No, absolutely. College is so different because now like we don't have any plans. Like because when we're young, everything's kind of planned out. You go to middle school, elementary school, like, and then high school, and then you apply to college and go to that college. And now it's just
You're
as
literally like there's nothing else planned out for you.
exactly. It's crazy and it's exciting in some ways, but as an anxious person, we don't like the unknown. We don't like
Oh my
uncertainty.
God, I do not do well with the uncertainty of my future.
Exactly. It's terrifying for anybody, I feel like. It's terrifying. And it's just so intimidating because listened to another podcast once, and this woman said, when you're 21, 22, just graduating college, you're just starting your life. Like, you are just beginning. Because now, like, we have things that are in our control now, which is
Yeah.
exciting. Like, we choose where we want to go, we choose what we want to do. But that's also very daunting because we could go
Yeah.
anywhere. How do you choose?
That's so crazy to me that like to hear people say like your life is just beginning. Like I feel so old. Like no, my life is not just started. Like what are you talking about? Like that is
No.
crazy to
And then
hear.
20 years from now, we're gonna be like, oh my God, we were such babies. Why were we saying we feel so
Mhm.
old? It's so weird.
Yeah.
Even at camp, I was like, we're old. Like, we're
Yeah,
teen.
literally. Literally. That was yeah.
Camp was a time.
Camp was so fun. That's one of the other things I'm very, very grateful for.
Mhm.
Um,
Me too.
yeah.
Me too. Camp was definitely a time. It definitely shaped a lot of things.
It was just like core like girlhood, like literally my favorite thing would just be like going to people's bat mitzvahs and having
Oh my
sleepovers
God.
after and
Absolutely.
just like all the reunions and us being like us as in like probably like me and whoever else just being actually like batshit crazy.
Oh,
Like
I was in that group. You don't have to know. We were crazy.
we were actually
Why?
like crushing on every lifeguard or every DJ at every bat mitzvah. Like I and Emma, literally, we have like my bat mitzvah video, like, and my family and I like will watch it like we watch it like too much because it's just so funny. And I'll look at like your guys' like speeches, and it's all like our memories, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Oh my God. Bat mitzvah season is something else, first of all. It literally was like clubbing for like 12-year-olds.
Yes,
I
literally.
was clubbing. I remember, do you remember going to Ellie's?
I knew you were gonna say either Ali or Sammy.
And do you remember you and the
Nico,
yeah,
Nico. Yes. How could I forget? Yes, of course.
you were freaking hilarious. You kind of had an eye for the boys and you liked older men.
He's probably like, oh my God, get this child away from me. Like, call
The
security.
lifeguard. The lifeguard from Camp I Remember Now.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
it was
Insane.
so wait, can we talk about that? Like what has been kind of like your romance life? Like I haven't heard any of it. 'Cause
Yeah.
remember, I think there was
Ugh, I wish I had more to tell you. Literally, I don't know. Romance is not even like romance is dead. Let's just get that straight. Um, all the guys, literally, that from my personal experience, they just like they can't commit. They can't commit.
yes.
And we all know that. That's the elephant in the room. They can't commit.
Yes. Say it louder, please. Because
It's
yes.
like I'm like, and it's just so sad. I'm like, especially now, like we're graduating college, and I'm still hearing the same thing. Like
And it doesn't change for a long
it
time.
doesn't change. So, yeah. So that's. I wish I had more to tell you, Emma. I really do. Um, I have like I guess not high hopes, but like I think post grad will be good, I guess. Like now I'm like kind of freaking out because I'm like, well, I just spent 4 years in college, haven't met my husband.
There's no rush to it or no and no pressure. I feel like there's so much pressure, like especially from our parents' generation. I was just talking about this to like have your life scripted out, meet this person. A lot of people meet in
Mhm.
college and after college, marry in your 20s, and then have a child by 30 and
Yeah,
have all the things planned. But a lot of people don't meet like their actual person till they're like 30 or 40, or like you have a person and you're
40.
like, I know.
That better not be me.
Or like you have a person for like your 20s and 30s and then it ends and then when you're
Yeah.
40 you meet like your real person. Like there's I just feel like there's so much unknown and there's such a rush for
Yeah,
people to find somebody and settle down, but in reality, like why rush it? Because then you're just going to settle and it's not going to be good.
exactly. That's the other thing. I'm like, for my college experience, I look back and I'm like, I'm kind of happy that I wasn't in a relationship because I don't like using the word tied down, but like that's how I look at it. Like I didn't want to be like tied down. Like I wanted to, like have fun, not having to like worry about like going out, having fun with my friends. And like it was just, that gave me like, the true like college experience. I mean, of course it would have been nice to be in a relationship in college, but I think that definitely made it a little more fun. Because I look at like some of my friends who even have been in like past relationships and I just see how like it takes a toll on them, with long distance and just toxicity, like just that kind of stuff. Um, so obviously for everyone it's different, but like going back to what you said about our parents' generation, not only like is there pressure, like I always say I was meant to be born in my parents' generation because I look through their photo albums, no social media, no phones, just like, you know, a disposable camera and like a beer.
Mm-hmm. That was
And
the
I literally looked through like all my mom's pictures. She had so many hot guy friends. I'm like,
Is it just me or people back then were like more attractive?
no, Literally, literally. Oh my God, no. And she was like friends with all of these guys. And she's like, this is my boyfriend. This was my guy best friend. I'm like, where are these guys now? Like,
Hello.
but yeah, I think this, oh my God, I could go on a whole rant about this. Our generation is extremely fucked for so many different reasons. You know, I can't speak for everyone because I know obviously there are so many people out there who have like found their person, but it's just really sad with like, social media and dating apps and,
Oh yeah.
hookup culture and all that kind of stuff. It's just,
Absolutely. It's definitely gotten really like wishy-washy with just everything in our lives now. And people can just really hurt one another and not realize.
mm,
And just, I don't know, it's hard to find something genuine, I feel like.
yeah.
Um, Connecting to it, a little off topic, I've never heard your first kiss story.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I never, like, because we were,
Wait, yes, because literally I remember at camp, like I still haven't had my first kiss.
yes.
And because everyone, I would always be so like envious of people because everyone would like, like go
You.
what, like, sneak out. I mean, that's like your typical camp experience, like
They
sneak
would
out and
climb
like,
the
yeah,
hill,
like
hook up.
um my first kiss was on the 4th of July.
Oh.
Nah,
Oh.
yeah. Um, it was like a mutual friend. We
How
like
old
were
were
all
you?
like at the waterfront
Mm.
and it was like through a mutual friend and it kind of just like happened. Um, yeah, I do have to say that like mutual friend I was with, she kind of knows everyone, so it's kind of like,
Gotcha.
but yeah, it wasn't, yeah,
It was like, I feel like how
yeah,
most first kisses are. Just like, eh.
yeah, it was so weird. Not weird. It was just like weird because it was like literally like the 4th of July and so many things were happening and there were like the fireworks and it was just chaotic. But
And, gosh. And how old were you?
I was 16,
Mm.
I
Like,
think.
perfect age, yeah. Oh my God, what a time. That's cute. That's a good story.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a better one that I've heard. Like I hear really weird ones. Because I always have right? I've heard some definitely crazy ones. Um, but honestly, like I feel like with us right now, being in this time period of our lives, it's kind of nice that we don't have a lot to report on like our love lives and romance and everything because this is the time that we really just need to be thinking about ourselves and who we are and what we want.
hmm
It's
That's a
really
really good way to think about it, honestly.
like it's I remember when I turned 20, I was abroad when I turned 20 and I was like, oh, it was a crazy time. And I was like, this decade's for me. Like I'm just thinking about myself. Like I need to figure out who I am, what I want to do. Like I don't need to
Mhm.
prioritize all this other shit and it'll come when it's supposed to. And that's it.
Yeah, honestly, I think I could not agree more. I wish I had that mindset. I'm like so fucking delusional, but
Oh no,
um
no.
no, like because we both went abroad,
Mhm.
obviously. And I think like that was one of those things where it's just like, really growing as a person and finding yourself and learning more about yourself. Um, and yeah, you're always gonna come first. Like it's always you and then, whoever comes.
Exactly.
Um, but yeah.
Sweet. What was abroad like for you? Like where did you go and what was that like as a like an anxious person and the unknown and everything?
I will tell you, it's been a year and I still make this my whole personality. I don't know about you, but like I'm sure my friends are like, okay, she studied abroad. I literally make it my whole personality. This was definitely something I always wanted to do. Um, because, being at such a small school, I was like, I could use some change. Like, it's getting a little old here. And going, I had like the most amazing experience. Obviously, as someone with anxiety, like it was just a lot of like the what ifs and like, kind of worried about like meeting new people because I know when people study abroad, sometimes like they go with like their friend groups from school. I went alone. I went
Wow.
with two other girls from my school, but like I didn't know them at all.
Oh my,
And we were like in a really small program. Oh, also, by the way, I went to Valencia, Spain.
oh my God. Amazing. That's so sick.
Yeah, so there was like it was like a pretty small group of us. It was like 20 people.
Oh my God.
Um, and we were all from like different colleges around America. And it definitely took some time to like settle in, like the culture shock. Like I think at that time I was like so close. I like was getting so close with like all of my friends, like my college friends, like my sorority sisters, and like I was just like leaving them. So that was kind of hard. Leaving my family was hard, but I got there and I was like, this is time to like, this is about me. Um, and eventually like I met my people, like I met my best friends, and I am so grateful for that experience because a lot of my home friends didn't get the opportunity to study abroad because their majors like conflicting with stuff. And oh my, I just like can't even put into words. Like I mean, you get
I
it. Like
totally
it's just it's unreal.
crazy. It's crazy. It's just crazy that we experienced that. I love that for you. And I love how you went alone and your program is so small and intimate. Like, that is so cool and special and like badass. Like, that's awesome. Seriously.
Yeah, it was best time of my life.
It is such just a crazy, crazy era. God. And now for you, like, kind of wrapping up things, like where you are now. I know, like, we've been saying post grad's kind of a crazy time and it's scary and unknown and everything, but with everything you've gone through and how much you've grown, do you feel like you're a confident person?
I think I am a very confident person in like comparison to like high school. Like I've learned so much about myself, and I think it's all about like literally just like knowing yourself because it took me so many years to like be like, "Oh, okay, like this is what like really triggers me. This is what, A, B, C, and D." And so now I like know myself more. I'm way more confident having so many experiences with going out of my comfort zone, like, study abroad, switching high schools, like going to college, like that all just stepping outside of your comfort zone. And I think that goes back to my parents and like the way I was raised. Like, I'm very grateful for them. They definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone. For this reason. So,
Absolutely. That's amazing. Seriously. And again, too, we're still so young. We have so much to learn and so much to grow still, which is so exciting. Oh, I love that. And I'm just so happy to see that you're like flourishing and doing
thank
so well.
you.
Like, truly, it's so awesome to see. And to conclude, is there anything else you'd like to add? Anything else you'd like to talk about? A final message?
Um, I'm just so happy to like be here with you. Like this is so weird. This is very full circle, but I can't believe we're here and talking. And I'm getting like flashbacks from like camp and everything. But
I know it's crazy.
um yeah, I mean nothing else really.
Oh, good. Good. I'm so happy we did
Thank you for
it.
having me. You're the best. Like